Of you already know that I'm pro bouncer, like I'm team bouncer all the way. I even started this whole YouTube channel simply because I was watching Bouncer's content from the beginning of the year and I saw his explosive growth. I said, you know what, let me actually do that alongside the other reason, which was actually just to prove a point to actually an artist and a few artists I work with that through posting content, you can actually change a lot of things for yourself. Posting content has allowed me to do quite a lot of things, whether that's working with more people, getting recognized by key persons and influencers as well. And yeah, it's done quite a lot for me. So in today's video, we're just literally just going to do a breakdown on Bounce's latest video where he's actually talking about this sticking to something for 1,000 days. And I'm going to give my honest feedback and just give my opinion on it. Do you know what I'm saying? So without further ado, let's get in.
Today, listen, I was about to crash out, and then I realized, like, I done that video, and I was like, oh, the new bouncer brand, bouncer and bouncer the road guy. You need to separate yourself. You need to stop. You get me? And it wasn't even about crashing out. It's just about sometimes, yes.
Before he even carries on the video, yeah, I can't lie. This cap that he's wearing, the what we do in there cap, oh my days, bro. That is such a chess move. Like, I think I got asked by another notable person within the music game. 'Cause I met them while I was actually doing my hair the other day. And they asked me like, yo, like I see that you're doing content, you're doing this type of reaction type of stuff, etc. And I like it, man. You want to come out to stay consistent, bigging me up, etc. So shout out to them for real. I don't want to name drop because you know what I mean. But in saying that, right, he asked me the question of what do I think about the whole bouncer situation right now, and who do I feel like one bouncer or Clue, and to be honest, I just put it out there the same way I say to you guys. Like I'm a civilian at the end of the day. All this gang and road stuff, etc. I've like from primary school all the way up until now. I've never cared about it. Do you know what I mean? Me personally, in there, I come from ends. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been surrounded by that all my life. But again, luckily, I was surrounded by people that said, you know what, don't do that. Kind of focus on what you need to do. Focus on the music. I see you doing better. That's what my elders used to tell me. Do you know what I'm saying? So I never ever paid attention to all the street kind of stuff. But watching the back and forth between them, I can't lie, it's kind of entertaining. Do you know what I mean? And I like to study how these men are so quick to just basically get on the camera, quickly say whatever they need to say. Da, da, da. Now, whether I agree with everything that Bouncer was saying, I don't really know in it. Whether I agree with everything that Clue was saying as well, I don't really know. But one thing I will say is I definitely believe Bouncer won because, bro, this is just a chess move. I even saw some comments the other day, basically someone saying that, oh, Littleman must have been right with the whole copywriting of names and stuff like that. But guys, in business, you have to make sure you have your business pattern, bro. I remember, right, I'll give you guys a quick story before we even get into this video. My name's Okiki Beats, right? So that name obviously is my actual name, Okiki, and obviously I'm a producer, so I added the beats to it. And there's a whole story behind it anyways, but I won't go into that today. I remember, yeah, I was trying to get the domain for okikibeats.com. I think it must have been 3, 4 years ago. I was trying to get the domain because obviously I was trying to build my first website. I'd already built up my clientele as a producer and an engineer. So I wanted to make everything look sick. Then I go to check my domain, right? Bearing in mind, no one else has my name, Okiki Beats, yeah? And, bro, it was gone. Then I was thinking to myself, what? Like, I searched all around the internet, yeah, trying to figure out, okay, cool, like, who could have taken my name? Da, 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 da. Then I said it to my brother, like, my actual brother, yeah, and it was like, bro, like, it's definitely someone that you know. Do you know what I mean? It's 100% someone that you know. Until this day, I don't know who it is, and I don't want to go around basically just trying to accuse random guys of, oh, you definitely took my domain, da, 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 because I don't really care about a beef in it. But you know what I did? I looked at when it was gonna get expire, and I waited an entire, I believe it was just a year or two, anyways, right? I waited a year or two, and then I purchased it, and I made sure to purchase it for I think like 5 years or whatever, 5, 10 years, whatever it is. So now I own my own domain, I own my own copyright and stuff like that. So he's right when he says you have to stay on top of business and stuff like that. But anyways, let's get into the video. I'm only 10 seconds in or 18 seconds in. And I'm ready like, yo, this guy, like, he's mad influential, I can't lie. But that's my take on that whole situation for real.
Yeah, you see online, the way how you consume information, or if people say certain things to you, and like for me, I'm a very passionate person, and I just want to do a video about just staying consistent. You get me? Staying consistent, understanding um, that you will achieve what you need to achieve. You will reach your goals, but just being consistent. And the reason why a lot of my projects hasn't gone the full distance is because, for one, not everyone, not everyone that's, if you're working with someone, you're working with an artist, if you're working with personality or whatever, not everyone's gonna see your vision, bro. Not everyone will trust your vision. They will trust your vision when it's too late. You get me? And look, for me, I'm locked in for 1,000 days, bro. 1,000 days. 1,000 days, compounding, 1,000 days, understanding, giving you like the ecosystem and showing you like what you can do once you start making the right content, once you start getting traction. Look, I just made a football update just to show you, look, at the moment, culture, UK culture is my everything. And I know I've been getting like mutual friends from America, other places, like they've been ringing man's people, like big companies.
And do you know what it is? Yeah, I love the way his format actually is when you actually deep it. Because at the beginning, I remember it was strictly just things like music, and then he just started talking about maybe one or two affairs that will pop up, etc. And what I realized is that Bouncer has actually gone from just being a reaction channel into now just a media company, right? Based around everything Bouncer. So whether it's to talk about gang related stuff, music, marketing, business, just general topics, etc., he's been able to build a whole universe that whether people like it or not, they're gonna check in. Do you get what I'm saying? And he's done it in a sort of format that is so sick, because if you're messing with a certain piece of content from Bouncer, you're gonna make sure to tune into that specific piece of content. Whereas if you're messing with, the virality and the moments where he's crashing out and stuff like that, then of course you're gonna tune in then. And whenever I pre the comments and I look at the engagement, etc., bro, all I see is negative comments. I can't lie, I see a lot of negative comments when it comes to Bouncer. But the thing is that I've realized that the negative comments not only get you in the algorithm, but it also kind of shows that whatever you're doing kind of works. Now, what I mean by that is that you got to realize, in order for you to gain influence, if you read books like Influence and you actually study people that are actually true world leaders, I believe someone even said the quote that in order for you to become the president of the United States, 50% of the country has to disagree or hate you, basically. Do you know what I mean? So whenever you're trying to ascend into a place that people want to kind of get to, whenever you want to ascend into a place that people want to kind of get to, and they actually want to, become someone that actually has some sort of power or pull, you got to realize that you're going to ruffle a lot of feathers along the way. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's very, very sick what he's been able to do, man. And even that format, a lot of the things I react to tends to just be music, marketing, everything just around music and entertainment, right? And I'm going to just focus on that type of niche because that's what I'm kind of passionate about. But in a few years or even a few months, who knows, can I upload every single day, right? I might start reacting to some anime content or something, you know what I mean? So people actually come to the channel based on me. Like, they want to hear what I have to say on the topic rather than hearing what, the actual topic is or going direct to it. Because when I was just thinking, like, because I really want to understand this game, bro, like, of reactions and stuff like that. I was thinking, like, what makes me watch reaction channels? You know what I mean? I watch at least, like, 3 or 5, at least every other day, at least, right? Even if it's just 5 minutes of it. I was thinking, bro, like, I actually click on these videos because I like this person's take on a specific subject. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost as if I'm listening to like a podcast, or I'm having a dialogue with the person, but obviously it was a monologue in it, but I'm having a dialogue with the person because I'm hearing I'm hearing the video, I'm hearing their perspective, then I'm just thinking, okay, do I agree? Do I disagree? Okay, strengthen my own beliefs, chew the meat, spit out the bones, which I always try to say. Do you get what I'm saying? So very, very sick, man, what he's been able to build. And yeah, man, I love the way he's being consistent as well. Being mad consistent.
Saying, bro, what my man is doing in the UK is crazy. If he starts making content, if he starts doing content and making a lot of content in America, there's no one like him that's from the streets, that's got a past, that's, that can break things down in the way that we want to hear it. That's got a UK accent. It will absolutely blow up. And I know, and I'm just like, look, in order to build foundation is to give back to my community, to give back to the UK, to give back to the UK, the younger generation. I know what to do in terms of making certain content for the world to see or for a bigger market. It's easy. Once you start making content for a bigger market, if I started making loads of KSI content or loads of Drake content or just American content, and I was the first to do it or whatnot, and I'm doing it a certain way, it's gonna get traction. There's gonna be one video that's gonna really blow up, and then all of a sudden, man's tapped into a different market. Not only that, we need to look at Europe. You get me? You got mad stuff that happen in Europe. You get me? With rappers, mad storylines, and boom, 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 boom. As soon as people catch wind of that,
I think the thing I'm trying to understand here is how this guy just able to stay on top of all these content pieces is insane. Like the work ethic is insane when you really deep it. Like I think he was talking about how he wakes up mad early, obviously he prays and he's on the computer straight away. He just literally just banging out clips. Do you know what I mean? Then he has a team as well. That team thing, like I remember last year when I was running a company right alongside a few people, one thing that stopped me from really growing and seeing a lot of success is that I was doing everything myself. Now, what I realized is that once I started delegating to the right people, right, because you need to delegate to the right people, I was able to free up my own time. I could actually rest my brain. But the issue with, you know, solo entrepreneurs, right, we're always on a vibe of like, oh, we need to do everything ourselves. Or when we're outsourcing, we're having to pay for expenses and stuff like that. It gets to a point where you're just thinking like, why am I paying for this? I'm not seeing a return immediately. But you're not realizing that that extra space and capacity that you're freeing up for yourself, which is time, energy, you know, thinking space, etc. That makes you an entrepreneur. And even when you're building them within music, entertainment, or even doing content like how I'm doing, right? You need to make sure that you have a team that's literally just there, dedicated to your passion and your purpose. And how you build that team is simply just by compensating them. Like I always say to people that look, especially artists, for example, if you really want to lock in and blow, you need to lock in with a producer, you need to lock in with an engineer. If you're lucky, you'll get someone like, for example, like myself, right, where I can kind of do both, right? I can produce whenever you need, or I can engineer. Majority of people come to me for engineering, right? So I just say, you know what, let me dedicate more time to that, and I just produce them and develop them as an artist instead, right? So in saying that, that's how you lock in and you kind of grow, because it's not just your input, you're getting input from someone else that actually cares and is on the same mission as yourself. So if you're doing content as well, you're gonna need, you might not be the best at doing content. So I'll definitely say in the beginning stages, do everything yourself. Then once you've mastered something, then you can start to outsource it. So with me, I do a bit of both. I kind of do everything, especially with this channel, I do everything myself. I've had a few videos take off, and now I'm starting to understand what this channel basically needs to be, and I'll keep on building it in front of you guys' eyes as well, right? Some people like the raw format where I don't edit. Do you know what I mean? I just upload it as it is. Some people prefer the edited kind of thing. So it's all about that balance and finding out that thin balance. Now, because I've done so many videos, I believe I've posted every single day for the past, every other day, to be honest. I'm be honest, I've missed some days, but I've been consistent. At least there hasn't been more than, I think, 1 or 2 days where I haven't uploaded something, whether it's a short or a long form, right? Through doing that and doing everything myself, right, I've started to realize certain things, how to make it a bit easier, how to use the software I'm using right now, right? How to angle the lighting in a certain type of way, how I like things, you know what I mean? So that's how you build, you know what I mean? In the beginning, do it yourself. After a while, you need to outsource and have a specific team. But the way this guy's able to do it, I need to understand, bro. I think next time I speak to him, I'm actually gonna ask, like, bro, how do you stay on top of all these content pieces? Because it's insane, bro. This guy's work ethic, mad.
so I understand that. Even football and sports, it's like just making the channel one of them hubs that people will go and watch. You get me, and you'll improve, and get better and better. Not only that, it's gaining knowledge. It's just gaining knowledge. And I will say, if you want to achieve your goals and get there, work for 1,000 days. Don't look at the view ratio. Be passionate and keep your head down. And I will always say this. Get me, when I started, we was averaging around 200-300 views with my big following. 200-300 views. I started realizing that it doesn't matter if you've got hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram or TikTok or anything. You get me? YouTube space is a different audience. You get me? And it's about
Entirely, bro. And the thing is that I've never had more than, I think, maybe 6 or 7,000 on a platform. Like my biggest platform is Snapchat, but I'm probably gonna come off Snapchat, man. I hate that place. Do you know what I'm saying? Then I got Instagram, and obviously TikTok is starting to do its thing right now. But with me, I only have like 1,000 or 2,000 on like maybe a TikTok or Instagram, right? So collectively, I would say I have maybe, let's say, a solid 5 to 6K right, for myself. So when I'm checking on my channel and then I see something like, if you guys go and pre it, fam, go check my channel. You see some videos that only get like five views, or they only get like 20 views. Then you get a few videos that will maybe get like a 200, 300. Then you get 1 or 2 videos that then blow into the thousands, for example. So it's just part of the game. The algorithm is starting to understand who you are, what type of people like you. Your audience is also starting to find you. And I remember a time ago, one person was saying that you need to build enough consistency in the algorithm for the algorithm to even trust to push you out to their audience. You got to realize platforms like all the social media platforms, to be honest, they monetize off of attention and also just charging people for ad revenue, right? Or they make a lot of their money from ad revenue, right? Or SEO, for example. If you guys don't know what that is, just, I don't know, comment down below and I explain that in a video. But in saying that, you got to realize that you need to show these platforms that you're able to keep their attention off people for a set period of time, and that's when they start recommending it to more people and pushing the content out, etc. So that's the reason why certain piece of content will do way better than others. And you as a content, I wouldn't say a content creator because you don't want to be like an influencer, but at the same time, you just say content creator. You as a business person is using content to push out your products and services, or push out your music, push out your marketing, whatever you got, right? You need to understand it. This is an entirely different game. And it's something that I've tried to reject for such a long period of time. But you need to get with the times, bro. If you're not doing content and you're not putting your face out there, then bro, forget it. And I agree with what you're saying in terms of the 1,000 days thing as well. You need to be here for long. Like at first, I was saying, you know what, let me see what it's gonna do for me in 30 days. And I can't lie, bro, I got a follow from Bouncer, bro, in 30 days. I think it was even less than that, like 2 weeks or something like that. Follow from him. Obviously, I've been meeting quite a lot of people. My studio, obviously, I got back in the music game, I think 2 weeks or 3 weeks just before I started posting content. So I say like let's just say 2 months ago, right? So obviously, I've always had a clientele and stuff like that. And I know how to work a studio and get my stuff back up anyways. But I've been able to literally, instead of come back in the game, basically crawling, I basically just come running. And obviously my artist as well, Fig's always doing his thing as well, being releasing bears. You've got a tape coming out very, very soon. So things are good, bro. And that all comes from content. So these small views that you're seeing, you're not realizing that it's not about how many people are watching your stuff. It's about who's watching your stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone that's willing to listen to me yap for this long, bro, is going to end up like being invested, bro. Being invested, wherever they're invested into how I position things, or they're invested into how, for example, I like to react to things, or they just like my mindset or the way I deliver things and communicate, etc. That's the game, bro. It's the game. And in saying that, right, I'll leave the link to this down below. Make sure to follow Bouncer, man. Like, that guy, in my opinion, is a living legend. Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? But I've been promising to not keep these videos for too long. Let me also know if you guys prefer the unedited ones. So I'm going to be uploading some that are just straight off the cuff, no edits, just me reacting in real time, making the mistakes and stuff like that. Or if you guys prefer the edited versions as well. And without further ado, I'll make sure to see you guys tomorrow. Also, don't forget to hit the like, make sure to comment, like I've said multiple times, and also follow as well, and hit that bell notification so you guys know each time that I'll upload. But yeah, my people, I'll see you in tomorrow's video.